What to do, folks? I hope you're treating yourselves oh so well, and of course others. My name is Claire. This is a channel where we like to do tarot readings, and today, what you should know about this person or peoples. I thought that could be helpful, and greetings all. Glad you're here. This is what you should know about this person or peoples. Pile 1. Hi, Pile 1. You are the hermit. Okay. I'm really enjoying it's dusk, right? When it sets, the sun sets. It's a sunset colors. Very rich. You're harvesting a lot of emotions and figuring out how to relieve anger naturally and quickly. This could be just because of your surroundings. The Ten of Swords. Yeah. You're harvesting what it's like to use anger for motivation. I think at one point you tend to either you're dealing with it or have dealt with. It's a spiraling effect. You don't realize how you are focusing on how much you dislike a situation that you can spend a majority of a day or a lot of mental capacity on disliking something, even if you don't care about it. Theoretically, in your mind's eye, you don't think about it that often or whatever, but it takes over. It makes you, it's sunk in. It's gotten into the cracks a little bit, and it's making you hostile in ways of your life. And I think that could be turning over, the Magician in reverse. The Magician in reverse. This could be turning people, making them side-eye you for one reason or another. You could be seeming a little unsturdy, and that's not what you are, but you are dealing with a lot. So it is natural for you to you're dealing with the Ten of Swords, which is something that is inevitably horrible. You're like in the center of all these pointed edges. So you're going to act a little irrational and strange, but you're dealing with a lot. And so is people or persons who are observing you. And I think it is hard for them to approach you naturally in any way of their life. So especially when it seems like you're a little rigid or spiky, you might have a tendency. The Sun, you guys have a very playful banter. There is a childlike essence amongst you. I think that you are very intertwined with each other when you can be. Playful is the name of the game, and this person adores that, how you can, it's almost like you are links to each other. You fit so cohesively, but there is a tearing. Every time you guys leave each other, it's almost like what you are doesn't exist, and that hurts. It's okay for right now because you're dealing with so much in general, but it is fleeting. There's a feeling of wanting more, longing for more. It's just an essence, because the Sun, and I didn't realize, but you've gotten all major cards. You've got the Hermit, the Magician, and the Sun, which the Magician was in reverse. So it's almost like you're sorry, I'm just making sure I don't have makeup on my face. Apologies. Okay, so it's almost like you're lending yourself to going through the motions, and that is natural for you. You're having to deal with a lot of anguish from the universe piling on you, and this is just the time of that. The Swords is an inevitable fate. It is something that's going to happen to you no matter what. Plans are being devised around you, and it's almost like you are being distracted with despair. And it's working. You're on the right path, but it is still like you're looking good. I really enjoy the Magician card. It has these stripes. It's very pleasing. It's aesthetic, if you will, but you're very true to yourself right now, and I think that even if you want something more, there is a need for you to take a deep breath and realize the weight of your situation does not need to be diverted by something that has your gaze. You don't need to divert you're on a path that is so solid, and you're being pushed to a wire. Like, I'm hearing a grimace. So it's almost like you're seething at the idea that things are going to be better, but you're just in such a dull state right now, in such a harsh environment, that it's hard for you to feel. All you can feel is hope, and that's all that you are being asked to feel right now. Even if you have this taste for something that is playful and fun amongst people, that's just a gift. It's a gift for you, not to be taken lightly, but not to be taken too seriously either. Not to be taken for granted, but not to be taken seriously is what I guess I should say. The Knight of Swords, the push will only pull you away, is what I'm hearing. This person is a very caring, sensitive individual. Why you keep them in your life is because they bring out a facet of you that is very natural and childlike. You like that. That's what you go for. That's what this person goes for. You have very similar ideals. With the Four of Swords, you're in a phase. You're in a phase right now. You can't ask for more. It will definitely take your mind's eyes. You need to focus, because the Four of Swords is the very similar to the Ten of Swords. Like, I guess all the Swords cards probably look very similar, but in essence, you're always going to be in the center. Maybe you feel like this person would make you feel better, make you shine more in some way, but you're always going to be in the center, is what it's feeling. Like, you don't need to reach to... I don't think you need to go out of your way to build right now or try to reach for something. There's moons all around the swords as well, which dignifies that you're in a phase of rest. Oh yeah, and the Four of Swords, let me get to that. The Four of Swords is all about rest. It's a dignified rest period, and it's not the Hangman, it's not the Hermit. Well, you got the Hermit as a signifier card, so yes, you're already in this phase of holding back, but slowly giving out your resources. But almost right now it's at a standstill. Like, you can't even give out what little you have to offer. So it's almost like you're reaching for something because you think it would alleviate a situation or feel better in the long run, or maybe you're questioning, like, is this the long term for me? And the Four of Swords is saying, wait, don't reach for more. Don't go for more. If you go out of your way you're in the center. If you go reaching out, you're going to get stabbed by a hard edge with a point. You're going to be stopped everywhere along the way. This is a period of compression and combustion. A lot of things are being broken down naturally in a time of judgment. I've been saying it for probably about 2 years, and I don't know I would love to know when this is about to let up a little bit for us, but a time of judgment is now, and it's hard you can build, and you are building yourself, but it's hard to build outwards right now, and it is a fool's errand to do so. You will be disheartening yourself, wasting your resources. The star pours, look at that. The star pours into themselves before you can become the magician. And it all kind of makes sense that you would be the magician in reverse, because the star is a time to realize your own power and your own, like, how you don't want to dignify a situation, how you do, your boundaries, how you want to talk to people so you don't even have to speak your boundaries. It's almost like if you bring yourself to a situation in a certain way, you won't even have to be like, these are my boundaries, People won't even test them, because they'll be like, yes. Like, they'll just know the script. They'll know how to treat you, and they won't push your boundaries in essence, because they will be very clear to everyone. And this is a time for you to appreciate how far you've come, because you have a lot of things now that you wanted, and that, like, I always like to say, I would have never hung out with the person I used to be. And now this is a time for you to appreciate how far you have come, because you would hang out with this person that you are. So with that, there's a time, rest, recover, replenish. If people want to bring themselves to you, appreciate if you don't have to go out of your way to do something that you like, do it. But I would not go out of your way to feel like you need to build with certain things, because right now is a time of judgment, and we are sifting through a lot of things. We're dredging up a lot of stuff so it can be sifted through and cleared. I think things are about to become a lot lighter. And I think it'll be very obvious how you can start moving forward eventually. But right now, I wouldn't press. I wouldn't push. I would appreciate. That's all you got to do. And with that, you got to know I love you. Howdy, Pal2. Hello. Hello, Pal2. Hi. This is what you need to know about this people. God, I don't know what's going on right now. Jesus. Okay. Hello, Pal2. What you need to know about these persons, or this person, or these people. Wow. You could be really sleepy as of lately, wanting to or have been sleeping a lot as of lately, feeling very lethargic, maybe not wanting to cook as often as you do normally if you cook. I think there's a sense of, oh my gosh, this pile is throwing me. I didn't even do your card. What's going on with you guys? What's going on with me? Do I have this going? Okay. Knight of Wands. That's your signifier card, pile 2. What you need to know about this person or people, pile 2. This is your signifier card, the Knight of Wands. We're getting it together. I really enjoy the horse on this. You could have a lot of bouts of random sickness lately from stuff that was just random. God, I hope I can come up with words throughout this whole reading, because this is a doozy. Okay, Knight of Wands, and then I got the 8 of Wands. It almost seems like you're cosmically, spiritually, there's other realms that are going so fast for you that this body on this planet is wanting you to rest as much as possible. If you can sleep, prioritize that over other things if it is a possibility that is necessary for you. The King of Pentacles, someone wants to give to you really bad. So the King of Pentacles is someone, I'll even clarify it. The Nine of Pentacles. Okay, someone is having a hard time in their own life and they miss you. They miss you a lot. They have, on paper, a decent life. They have perhaps something that they chose over you. If it's the Nine of Pentacles in reverse, it almost seems like this person could have dignified a different lifestyle away from you, and thinking that the memory would fade by now. But the King of Pentacles it's a sarcophagus on the card, and it almost feels like this person is getting a spark to alleviate their burdens in their own home life. The Nine of Pentacles was in reverse. They feel that they have come to a... Jeez. Okay. God. It's almost like this person is coming to a standstill, realizing they can only get so far in the home life that they have derived. the way that they communicate with their actual family, the way that they have perceived relationships, yours, others, anything in their life, is coming to a close and or immediate halt for refurbishment, construction. You might not have any contact with this person, and maybe that's why I was tripping up so much. Yeah, the sun. It's almost like you're fearful of paying attention to this person or looking at them. They could have really hurt you in ways, so it's almost like you have a shell shock or trauma related to what this person has done to you. And I think that they are finally feeling the weight of that. For so long they could mediate their life in other directions. They could go for other things and not have to feel the brunt of what they gave you. It's almost like they'd never had to feel the full weight of what happened between you guys, and that's because you were dealing with it. I think you're a magician in ways, or your spiritual team is, you're so spiritually inclined that you have the ability to absorb people's feelings in a way that you can feel people's pain. You can feel how that you're socially cued in. So in a room you can decipher social situations really well, but at the same time you absorb in people that know you. It's almost like if you are taking on the pain, they don't have to. And for a long time I think that you were focused on them, and when you stopped, they got all the pain. But the Three of Pentacles, they were left in a situation that was very hard to dig themselves out of. Oh my gosh. If anything, they felt like they were between a brick wall and the ocean. So they were going to drown or do or drown almost is kind of the situation. They still feel the same they did. They felt like they were drowning before, and they do now. And it's almost like there's no sunshine when you're gone. This person has a love and passion towards stability, and that's what they wanted. That's what you wanted. You guys have the same ideals. You guys are so similar in a lot of ways. It's like you brought out a lot of hope in this person, and then they brought it to something else. They felt hopeful, and they were like, okay, maybe I can take on my life and do all these things. And they poured that into their work life, their friends, themselves, and maybe a potential other person. The Three of Pentacles, it's almost like they thought that things would work out for them. Things have always worked out for them in some way, form, or fashion. Maybe they're very inclined, in some way very popular, but they thought things would work out, and they have not. Things have not come to fruition for them in a long time. They haven't been feeling anything. It's like they seem like they are very cauterized. Their wound was they're very callous as a person anyways. They have a very strong tendency to cut off their emotions, and maybe they might be very untied to them anyways. They emotionally inept, some would say. But they're coming to. The Hierophant, they are. The Hierophant is a very strong card of mental awareness and clarity, and I think that this life has completely just beat the shit out of this person up until, or no, that life didn't do it. I think life let them do it to themselves. Life let them go down all of the paths that they chose to the extent that they chose. And before, everything worked out for this person. It's like they always had a safety net for something, until they realized with you, there's not another you, that you're not going to stoop down to their level in some way, form, or fashion. They can't get the satisfaction that they've gotten in the past. So they freaked out and now they've got to come back around. But they want to, and they're not. It's not going to feel as unnatural as it did the first way. Perhaps you looked at this person and were like, how is this person similar to me, even though we have so much when we talk, it's good, but then you watch their actions and you're like, mm-mm, no sir, no ma'am, not I, that is not me. The Six of Pentacles. But this person is finally, they're figuring out that they can't bulldoze a situation. They have to communicate. And this person is finding out that in their life, in your situation and everything that they do, they cannot know, there's no bulldozing. You have to communicate, and it has to be in a receptive, healthy, I'm hearing configured way. So there has to be a strategy to the way that you communicate, and it can't be detrimental or hurtful. And this person is good at being silver-tongued and also snake-tongued. It's almost like they because there were scorpions on the Hierophant. So this person does have a tendency to snap in certain ways. So maybe anger issues, or just a lack of being able to, they don't communicate in some way, form, or fashion that is necessary. And I think that hurt you at one point, but they're turning it around in a way that, you know how love can turn to hate and hate can turn to love? They're turning around all of these deficits and downfalls into what they were supposed to be originally, when they're not bastardized by hurt and anguish and fear. This person is really coming around to themselves, to being what it's like to feel pain, hurt, happiness, a lot of things. I think they're letting themselves feel that too for once. The strength, yeah. Look at that. Oh my gosh. I said they're letting themselves feel it, and they are. They want to be better. They want to be a better person. I think that they're tired of themselves. They're tired of anytime that they've lashed out recently, they're just like, this is not helpful. This is not who I need to be or want to be any longer. And realizing what it takes to calm themselves or take themselves out of situations, take the higher path. Something that you can stomach. This person is becoming something you can stomach. And with that, you gotta know I love you. Pile 3. Howdy. Oh boy, was I brain dead during the last pile. Not the messages, just it was hard to speak. So I hope that does not transfer over to this pile. And what you guys need to know, this is pile 3, and what you should know about this person or people. What's going on? Your card. Okay. Pile 3. This is the Two of Wands. And you, as well as this person, are in the public eye. Both of you future-oriented. You know how to scale situations in a comfortable, realistic way. Socially, you are very aware. Mentally, you are having to balance a sense of hostility is in the air, perhaps, and you are having to balance what it's like to create under such a my stomach just went off. You're hungry. You're hungry for more, and you're having to balance hostility with growth. You are very future oriented, and so is this person. Maybe even the people that they keep around them. And they maybe got bad advice from others, thinking that they could grow more efficiently in some way, form, or fashion. The world. Your patience has been a virtue. You're being observed in ways that people are taking you more seriously. I think you can be funny, bubbly, people pleaser, maybe even a pushover at times. The Two of Wands, You want things to work out. You want everyone to get what they want, and it's almost like you appreciate things for what they are. So if they crumble apart naturally, you're trying to figure out if you are supposed to be working harder towards something or naturally letting it fall away, crumble to the wayside. Oh my gosh, and these two cards came out together. I meant to pull one, and this one is the 5, 6, 7, 8. It's the strength. This card always throws me for a loop, but it shouldn't, honestly. It's very similar to other strength cards. It's just bizarre looking. It's almost like you're getting bullied, or people around you gave you bad advice, and it is seeming like you are having to be around people that get on your nerves or are pushing you in a way that seems unhelpful. The strength card, you are building endurance towards something. You're being pushed to the edge, to the point where you're going to take the leap just because it feels better than whatever you're doing in the situation that you're doing it. And I think that the leap that you're taking, because I wanted to just hold out a little bit, because these cards came out together and they were both upright, but you got the 4 of Wands. So whatever you are thinking towards, you're really focused on the idea of maybe uprooting your life, making an effort or move towards something, even if it is just slight, like communication or going out of your way to see someone. I think that it could be very beneficial for you to have a conversation of brevity, alleviation. Breathing life into something would make you feel more lively, more alive. The 4 of Wands is dignified by soulmates, something that is meant to exist and will bring reprieve and solace in a lot of ways. And brought with the strength, in such a weird strength card, everything feels like you're walking on eggshells right now. And it feels like your choices or your environment is looming around you. Nothing is working for you any longer where it was. It all is just becoming a compression chamber. And Knight of Wands, it's almost, even if you have a lot going right now, the thought of demolishing it and starting from the Knight of Wands, such a simple and simplistic card. The idea that simple could be more alleviating and satisfying to you right now than all of these things that you built for yourself. And the thing that you're looking towards could be very simple. Even if it feels, that's what it is. Life is funny like this too. If it feels like the situation that you could be walking towards, a person, place, or situation-esque, it seems like a person. If you walk towards them, it might seem like it might destroy things for you, make things horrible situations, but really you might even feel out of control or like you're doing something wrong doing this. No, the Knight of Axes, it's the Knight of Swords, which you also got the Knight of Wands. It's almost like dignifying the idea that you're getting this childlike wonder towards something, this invigoration towards something that is so much, it seems harder to do on paper, but it feels less, it's not complex. Going towards it would be easier than you think. It would result faster than you think. It would go well, better than you think. The situation going towards it is difficult, yes, and it would feel like you were out of control a little bit for doing so, but once you actually got in the motion of doing it, I think it would be very prosperous, alleviating, helpful, growth. King of Wands, and you would feel like yourself again. I think that if you approached some place, why am I saying place? I think it's a people, but maybe you have to go somewhere to be around these people or something like that. A breath of fresh air is in store for you when you can let yourself come down from your current situation and just approach something that feels chaotic. It feels scary, but it will be a lot simpler than you think. The King of Wands, and it would bring you back to a place that you long for. Something you would be getting yourself back. I'll do one more card. The Five of Coins. I think you're missing people. You could be feeling very sad when you just randomly very sad taken on bouts of fear, anxiety. You could be attached to the person that you are fearful of attaching to. Maybe that psychically, because we did have the Four of Wands. Psychically, you guys could be very inclined, very intuitive towards each other, having a lot of emotional give and take energetically. So I think the world is kind of attracting you gracefully and allowing you to take these steps now before things get really hectic or something. It's almost like you might as well do this. What do you have to lose? And even if you have something to lose, it's getting overwrought. The thing that you're dealing with, you're almost getting too anxious about on a daily basis. It's a weight and a burden to you. So it's time to let yourself feel and go back to the way that you were. It's almost like you have to take a few steps back to start going forward again. I think that you need to take a few steps back and approach a situation again, deal with it with the person that you are now, and then you can start moving forward again. I think that's it. And with that, you gotta know I love you.